Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 108.3. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released February 19th, 2014, beginning alphabetically with Boom Studios and Adventure Time number 25. Ever have a favorite item? Something that you plan to keep with you always? Something that has a history back further than you can remember? Something precious, cherished, that will continue on after you've left your final adventure and keep continuing? This is the story of that gem and how truly loved it was. Join an ensemble of fan-favorite creators as we celebrate the 25th issue of Adventure Time with this very special issue. Next we have Curse number 2 of 4. Laney Griffin has captured the murderer that has been terrorizing his small town, but Anton Chavoy is no ordinary psychopath. He's a werewolf, as Laney scratches dates off the calendar until the wolf's return, hoping Anton's transformation will be proof that wins him the bounty to finance his son's leukemia treatment. Laney's problems continue to mount. He's the chief suspect in Sheriff Nora Hughes' pursuit of the town's murderer. Laney is going to learn the hard way that the curse comes at a greater cost. We've also got Loki Ragnarok and Roll number 1 of 4. Why we love it? Up-and-coming writer Eric Esquivel first caught our attention with Thor, the Unkillable Thunder Christ, and wowed us with his work on Freelancers. When he told us he wanted to bring those sensibilities to the trickster god Loki, we said yes. Pairing him with Fanboys vs. Zombies artist Jerry Gaylord sealed the deal. Why you'll love it? Loki steps out of the shadow cast by his thunderous brother as Norse mythology crosses over with the only thing on Earth is wild and crazy, rock and roll. What it's about? What happens when Odin banishes Loki to Earth? He finds a world of outcasts that appreciate his style. While his kin sharpen their weapons, he picks up an electric guitar. We've also got Midas Flesh number 3 of 8. Dinosaurs, spaceships, and adventure, oh my! With the Federation hot on their tails, how long can our favorite crew hold on to the source of the greatest power of all time, the Midas Touch? And we've got RoboCop Memento Mori number 1, one-shot. Why we love it? With the release of RoboCop, a reimagining of the all-time classic, fans of the new and old will be immersed in the action, oppression, and humanity that is RoboCop. We cannot wait to be first in line for this new motion picture event. Why you'll love it? 4 anthology-style one-shots exploring the world of the new film, brought to you by some of the freshest voices in the industry. Joe Harris, Frank Barbieri, Ed Brisson, and Michael Moriarty. What it's about? When Alex Murphy goes under the knife, his memories converge with reality. Perception is blurred and his mind tries to cope with the changes forced upon his very soul. Through a distortion of the past, his present horrors loom over him. The man within must be corrupted to make way for the future of America. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got BPRD Hell on Earth number 116. The BPRD joins a band of resistance fighters in the ruins of Manhattan to fight the Black Flame and his evil regime of Zinco troops and monsters. Next, we've got Conan the Barbarian number 25, the final issue of Brian Wood's acclaimed Queen of the Black Coast. Conan is rapidly losing his battle against a creature of unimaginable dark power. With nothing left to live for, his only hope for survival, much less victory, takes shape in a familiar and impossible form. We've also got Dark Horse Presents number 33. Christopher Sebela crafts a horror tale from World War II. There's blood in the water and cruel biology, and two misters return to the pages of Dark Horse Presents as Dean Motter delivers a new noir tale starring Mr. X, and Michael T. Gilbert's Mr. Monster faces off against a telepathic threat bent on world domination, plus new installments of Nexus, Fred Van Lent's St. George, Kill Me, and more. Next we have Skyman number 2 of 4. Still trying to overcome his fear of flying after a plane crash that nearly killed him, Sergeant Eric Reed doesn't have time for PTSD as the new Skyman. The superhero's life isn't made any easier by the confrontations with his handler and the shocking number of bugs plaguing his suit, and matters are made even worse as he discovers someone's trying to sabotage the suit and smear his good name. Ultimate's writer Joshua Hale Fialka pens an all-new superhero series. We've also got Star Wars Darth Vader and the Cry of Shadows number 3 of 5. Stormtrooper Hawk is exactly where he wants to be, under the command of the greatest warrior in the galaxy, Darth Vader. When a mission to assimilate some remnant separatists becomes a military disaster, Hawk has an opportunity to be something more than a soldier in the ranks to Darth Vader, if he's willing to take a life-risking chance. Next we have Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi Force War number 4 of 5. Zeesh and his Rakatan master are leading their ravening army to the temple of Anil Kesh and the chasm below, hoping to find a gateway to the galaxy at the bottom. But Jedi Shay Koda dogs Zeesh's steps, hoping to bring her lover back to the light side of the Force. We've also got Strain, The Fall, number 8. Trapped in a tunnel below the Hudson River, Dr. Ephraim Goldweather's son, Zach, and Dr. Nora Martinez fight for their lives against an onslaught of vampires commanded by Zach's mother. Meanwhile, though the Master's evil plan has almost sealed humanity's fate, his oldest enemy, Abraham Satrakian, may have discovered the key to victory. Next, we have Terminator Enemy by Enemy number 1 of 6. In 1984, Kyle Reese protected Sarah Connor from a cyborg that would stop at nothing to terminate her. In 1985, Skynet targets a scientist whose discoveries threaten its future, but this time there's no resistance fighter sent back to face it. With only enemies around her, what chance does Elise Fong stand against the perfect killing machine? And we've got White Suits, number 1 of 4. Mysterious killers dressed in white. They savaged the Cold War Russian underworld, then disappeared. Now they've resurfaced in New York, leaving a trail of dead mobsters. In this bloody wake, an amnesiac and an FBI agent search for the answer to a single question: who are the White Suits? From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Ash and the Army of Darkness, number 4. The Army of Darkness grows as Wiseman's legions of Deadites ransack town after town, burning buildings and stealing souls. Ash and the masked fighter are on the run and find themselves trapped in the dark wood where an old enemy waits for Ash. Next, we've got Badass number 2 of 4. With the Green Dragon and his nefarious den of gangsters felled, Dead End is forced to face the music of Amadeus Kitty. Just when he thinks he's in the clear with the cash, Dead End is sucked back into yet another fight of epic proportions. Backed into a corner, not just by Amadeus Kitty, but by the entire city's police force as well, Dead End takes a moment to assess the situation, light up a cigarette, and kick some ass. We've also got Battlestar Galactica Starbuck number 4 of 4. Final issue, The Origin of Lieutenant Starbuck concludes, told by number 1 New York Times bestselling author Tony Lee. On an ice world in the middle of Cylon space, Starbuck and Apollo race to free Athena before Osiris can use her in his vendetta against Adama. But are they too late to save the colonies from Cylon invasion? Next, we've got King's Watch number 4 of 5. The Cobra has engineered the most devastating event to hit planet Earth in the millennia. The world is under siege from the forces of a nightmare land, and only Flash Gordon, Mandrake the Magician, and the Phantom know how to battle the hordes of Mongo. But they're spread thin and time isn't on their side. Even Cobra doesn't realize what he's unleashed, and now faces a life of servitude. We've also got Red Sonja number 7, part 1 of a new story arc. Fresh from her ordeals in the Queen of the Plague epic, Sonja is charged with the task of playing bodyguard to Hyboria's greatest chef, even though seemingly everyone wants him dead. Join us for this unique issue of recipes, culinary technique, and decapitation. And we've got Warlord of Mars, Dejah Thoris, number 36. Dejah tries to save the young girl that's been placed in her care while a relentless assassin tries to kill them both. The race for survival takes them into the heart of one of the darkest regions of Barsoom, where they face a horde of hostile creatures. From IDW Publishing, we've got Ben 10 number 4. This is it. The battle for control of the ocean and the safety of the undersea kingdom of Terrapscus has arrived. All the forces of Ben and Mer people are under the command of Ben Tennyson, but the forces of Serpent stretch from the frosty Arctic Sea to the middle of the Pacific. Next, we've got G.I. Joe Real American Hero number 199. The Ultimate Showdown. G.I. Joe has escaped the situation in Sierra Gordo intact, but Cobra has taken over their headquarters. That means only one thing. It's time for a head-to-head confrontation between America's best and the villainous Cobra Commander's forces. Join the battle in G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero number 199, and prepare for everything to change in next month's landmark issue number 200. We've also got G.I. Joe Special Missions number 12, Destro Must Die Part 3. It's a three-way showdown between the Joes, Copperback, and a mysterious Mark II BAT in an abandoned town from the old Soviet Union, and Helix is here to tip the balance. The search for Destro continues and the noose around the villainous Highlander begins to tighten. Next we have Godzilla Rulers of the Earth number 9. Before Godzilla was king, there was another. King Caesar makes his comic book debut in a tale set thousands of years in Earth's past in a battle that sets the stage for today's world of monsters. We've also got Jericho Season 4 number 5 of 5. The grand finale of Jericho Season 4 changes everything. Everything hangs in the balance as Jake Green and Robert Hawkins are faced with a terrible choice, one that could change everything for the residents of Jericho and the Allied States of America. Don't miss the stunning conclusion of Jericho, brought to you by the writing staff of the acclaimed series. And we've got X-Files Conspiracy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. The Turtles are doing their best to avoid trouble in Northampton. Unfortunately, trouble finds them in the form of the lone gunman. The fate of the world depends on the gunman getting the reclusive Turtles' help. Add in an undead menace and things are going to get downright dangerous. From Image Comics, we've got A Voice in the Dark #4, Killing Game Part 2. When serial killers rub elbows with sorority girls in frat parties, will Zoe come to the conclusion that some people need to be killed? Written and drawn by mouth by disabled creator Laramie Taylor. Next, we've got Alex plus Ada #4. Alex makes a decision that will change Ada forever. We've also got Ghosted #7. Organ thieves, slave traffickers, Jackson Winters will have to do business with all the wrong people to find his lost girl. Unfortunately, ghosts of the very recent past will be dogging his every step. Next, we've got Krampus #3. Hunting through the desert for an unmarked grave, the Krampus is stalked by a notorious historical figure, reborn into the world of sugar plum fairies and flying reindeer. We've also got Morning Glories #37. Say a Prayer. Next, we have Peter Panzerfaust #17. The Hunt, Part 2. Lily continues the hunt, honoring her father's memory, one kill at a time. The 4-story arc of this hit critically acclaimed series continues. We've also got Protectors, Inc. #4. Detective Riley's investigation into the murder of the Huntsman brings him into the very heart of Protectors, Inc., where he meets the woman of his dreams, assuming she's not actually a killer, and the other members of the Chicago Protectors. One of them killed the Huntsman, and maybe after Riley next. We've also got Savage Dragon #193, A New Beginning. It's the ultimate jumping on point for new readers and a bold new beginning as Malcolm Dragon takes over the title role from his famous father. Malcolm Dragon is not your typical teenager. He lives in an apartment by himself in downtown Chicago. He's a junior who's just transferred to a new high school, and he's trying his best to fill the shoes of his father, the Savage Dragon, fighting the forces of evil in the Windy City. New dangers, new adventures, get in on the ground level of a whole new Savage Dragon. And we've got Undertow #1 of 6. Atlantis is the world superpower, and Retta Manshargil is its worst enemy. If you want to break free of the system, he can offer you a place at his side, exploring the wild surface world in his watertight city barge, the Deliverer. He and his hostage protege, Ukinu Alal, hunt the amphibian, a legend that could be the key to an air-breathing life on land. But as they become the hunted, can Anshargil's team survive long enough to turn the tables of the godlike beast they set out for? A brand new pulp monster adventure with Ray Harryhausen at its heart and a look at Atlantis like never before from the up-and-coming team of writer Steve Orlando and artist Artyom Trakhanov. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Bloodshot and Hardcore #19. Bloodshot and Hardcore fight for more than they bargained for. When a routine mission goes horribly wrong, Director Kozel is taken captive by a group of grizzled Science mercenaries with a vital key to Bloodshot's past. The team fight to save Kozel's life, and they don't even like him. Duck and cover, because you've just dropped into the middle of the Arabian desert for a superpowered gunfight at an exploding oil pipeline. Next, we've got Quantum and Woody #8. Charge! Quantum Woody versus Magnum Security for all the marbles. Who would have suspected that Quantum's employer, Mr. Magnum, and his private security firm were up to no good? So now the would-be victims of Magnum's violence and greed rally around our unlikely heroes to protect their heavily fortified, heavily armed mountain town. These colors don't run. And we've got Unity #4, Unity Divided. Here comes the heavyweight showdown you've been waiting for. As Harada's secret machinations come to light, the newly minted Unity team will be faced with a choice that will change them forever, and the Valiant universe along with it. Get ready for a world-shaking battle royale as the final installment of Unity's first adventure pits Exo Manowar and Toyo Harada against the most dangerous battalion ever united, and each other. Out in trades, we've got Revival Volume 3, A Faraway Place trade paperback. For one day in rural central Wisconsin, the dead came back to life. Now the living and the recently returned struggle to maintain a sense of normalcy amidst political and religious conflicts. Officer Dana Cypress is hot on the trail of a man she believes may have murdered her sister M, but M herself is on the quest through a snowy woods to find the strange glowing creature that haunts a child. Okay, so that's a look at some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.